Let's do it.
Hey, what is going on, everybody? Welcome to episode 19 of Damn That's Good with Big Salinas Barbecue. I'm your co-host, Randy Salinas, joined by, as always, my brother, Junior Salinas, and of course, behind the scenes, Mr. Chris Bustos. We got a fun show coming up for you. Talking barbecue, we got a special guest who is a veteran backyard cook. He's going to come on to talk to you about his little Facebook group he's got and whatever else we can get into. So let's get this show rolling.
Let's do it to it. All right. So last week we had on Michael De Los Santos of Mike D's Barbecues out of South Carolina. We talked about, South Carolina, North Carolina. So excuse me on that. So we talked about the difference between the barbecue and just kind of everything. And he's somebody that kind of started up making his own products and now has really started booming, and now he's shipping international and all that. So it was great things. Definitely go check it out. Mike D's Barbecue out there on Facebook, or you can certainly check it out at mikesbbq.com. Check him out. Definitely give him a shout out, and he'll definitely hook you up with some great stuff. But let's get into it. We got a jam-packed show as always. So, but before we get going, we would like to thank our sponsors, which are
Holy Smoke Spice Company, Brothers Keepers Barbecue, Prairie Fresh, Meat Hugger. Be sure to go to Amazon, order your butcher paper. Use coupon code 15 Big Salinas. That's 15 BIGSALINAS, and of course, Mad Cow Cutlery for all your cutlery needs.
There it is. Definitely go hit them up. They are great. We couldn't do it without them, and of course, you, the listeners. So we definitely thank you, and our hats off to you. So let's hit our small business shout outs. What do you got going on for it?
Texas Oil Dust LLC. If you hadn't heard of them, check him out on Facebook, Instagram, TikTok. Texas Oil Dust. He's got some killer barbecue rubs, got some barbecue injections that are killer. He's also coming out with a steak marinade that I was lucky enough to try out this past weekend. And man, that is going to be another good one.
All right, definitely go check that out. My small business shout out, I don't have a different one other than BigSalinasBarbecue.com. Definitely go check that out. You can actually get some of the peach barbecue sauce that's going around. That is huge. It is going. I have tried it. It is awesome.
I got a bottle myself.
Yeah, he's perfected. It's actually different from the one I have. So he just has it. So go check it out. Certainly give us that feedback on it. I tried it on some McDonald's chicken nuggets. I said, that's what I'm going to try it on. And it was amazing. So you definitely could try it on all kinds of things. We want to see your pictures with it for sure. I've heard of people using it on chicken, all kinds of stuff. So definitely go check it out. BigSalinasBarbecue.com, where you can get all our rubs, all our spices, and go hit up that peach before it's sold out, because it will sell out quick. So definitely go check that out.
So Junior, you said you used it on some chicken nuggets. You know, I just wanted to get your take on it, Randy. What are some products that you recommend people throw that on?
So I mean, I personally have tried it on hamburgers. I've tried it on brisket tacos, chicken nuggets, ribs, chicken, grilled chicken. Anything. It's going to give you a nice little peach flavor. I'm still perfecting it, still getting everything worked out on it. But I can tell you this, everything that I'm hearing from people is loving it. Perfect amount of sweetness. Gonna have something coming in the works that's going to be a little spicy version of it.
Nice.
So stay tuned for that one. But yeah, it's going to be what I think a game changer. Just made some again today. So we're just making small batches. Stores are wanting it, but right now we're not going to the co-packer because we're still nailing everything down. But once I get it nailed down, we'll be shipped off to the co-packer, and then from there on, who knows?
Wow, there you go. So it's off and rolling, and like I said, it is amazing. Like you said, just regular chicken nuggets from McDonald's, a little 10-piece. And then I tried it with dip my hamburger in it afterwards, and it still was great. Still had that great flavor. So, Chris, you said you had a bottle. Did you try it on and anything?
No, I got my package today. Definitely looking forward to busting it out, and I'm trying to think of some really cool things to do with it. So I'm excited.
Nice.
Well, I'll tell you what, man. Bring that on screen and let's get your first pick out of the bottle. Let me know what you think. Let the listeners know.
Okay.
Put you on the spot. I think that's what people want to hear. They want to know that first taste. That's what I want to know. So if you tried it, any kind of version of it, let us know. Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, message me private. Let me know. Any feedback is good feedback.
Absolutely, and that is it. That's the only way we can get better. If you don't like it, just say, hey, this is garbage and it needs to be this. Try this or that. We'll definitely give it a shot. If you love it, hey, that's the only way we're going to get better, is to really it's your feedback. So we love that kind of feedback, so don't hold back. So Chris is opening it up right now, so I encourage y'all to check it out anywhere you get podcasts, but definitely go to YouTube. That's Good with Big Salinas Barbecue, and look at it, so you can actually put names to faces.
Wow, man, that's really good, bro.
Let's see. Now, when you hear sweet, you taste sweet,
but it's not like overpowering. Like, you know, when you were saying you get like that peach flavor, I was trying to place it in my head, and I would say that, you know, you definitely get that flavor, but it's not like it's like jelly or anything like that. You know what I mean? It's not like a candy type of flavor. It's definitely it gives you all those notes that you want in a barbecue sauce. Man, that's really good. Wow. Yeah, I can't wait to use that.
It is.
I'm telling you.
Wow.
I think it's gonna be something special. I got stores asking me when can I get some. Like, hold up, you know. I could ship it to you, but I don't want it to. You know, I don't want it to ruin. It's gonna be made, like I say, made in small batches. 28 bottles will go on each order. So each time I make a batch, I'll make 28 small bottles, just like what Chris got. So if you're watching on YouTube, that's what you're going to get. If not, it's going to be a little 12-ounce bottle. Nothing too big, nothing too small. It's going to give you the right amount. One bottle is going to last you quite a bit of cookies, depending on how you use it. But a little bit goes a long way, I can tell you that much.
That is true. I didn't use very much of mine. I just used a little bit. Listen, let me give it a shot, and it definitely lasted for me, and I still have quite a bit left, so definitely going to be using that here coming up for sure.
I still got two in the works. One is the raspberry one that's going to have some heat to it, and then one is a low sugar, not a no sugar, low sugar.
Yeah. That's awesome.
When I say low, it's like less than a gram or something like that. So it's not very much.
Right.
But just something different.
Very cool. And I think that
we're going to take a quick break here.
Yep.
And when we come back, we're going to have our special guest on. And we're just going to talk, like I said, backyard barbecue, anything we can get into.
Right on. How you doing, bro?
And now unmuted.
All right.
All right.
All right.
I suddenly got excited.
So we are talking shit that we watched on TV or in the theaters. I got to see. Hey, what's up, bro? No, it's fine to see your face. That makes it even better.
Oh, nice.
He's got Dean's rocking a nice mustache. He's got this hat on. He looks like he's about to go make, I don't know, a surveying something.
He's about to go play a semi pro softball game.
Oh, really? No, like I'm thinking more cornhole.
Nah, he looks like he's about to go. He's casing a place.
Yeah, he's like a PI, private investigator.
Possibly a jewelry heist.
Oh, here comes the aviators.
Oh, God.
Okay, no. Ray-Bans.
Oh gosh.
Classic
Oh,
look.
no.
Classic look.
No.
I wish, that's something for somebody who's been wearing glasses like since the 3rd grade. I just need to get some prescription sunglasses. I don't ever get to wear sunglasses and it sucks. It sucks. I want to look that cool.
You know what I did not like was those sunglasses that change the sun.
How about having some parents that like
in a fast food restaurant?
How about parents that were like, you know what? You're wearing tinted glasses all the time for your benefit.
Oh man.
Isn't that so much better that you don't get bright lights in your eyes? Like, no, I got to walk around with half tinted glasses all the time. This is like the 2nd grade.
Oh
like,
man.
I look like a 40-year-old Jewish woman. Like, what am I doing? I had hand-me-down button-up shirts from my cousin too that were like had all these like geometric shapes and shit. Like it was a tough year. Like the yearbook picture alone didn't really capture it. I looked like Drew Carey in the picture, but like that didn't capture the misery that was that year in school.
Yeah. Well,
flat tops and tinted glasses, man.
Golly, that's.
Welcome back, everybody. We have our special guest, Mr. John Martin of Salute to Q. If you haven't checked it out on Facebook, be sure to go check it out. But we're going to turn it over to him. So, John, why don't you just kind of introduce yourself, give a little background on how you got into barbecuing.
All right. What's up, everybody? Like Randy said, name is John Martin. I run a Facebook group called Salute to Q. Salute to Q on Instagram as well. I am active duty Air Force, going on 22 plus years, about to retire next year. For barbecue, I've been into barbecue a long time. I really didn't get too serious into it until a few years ago. But growing up, I grew up around competition barbecue. My stepdad was on a competition barbecue team. So I got to see quite a bit of that. Yeah, man, just I started that Facebook group. Obviously, with Salute in the name, it's, I'm in the military. I originally started that group just because we have a large amount of military people here at Nellis. So I wanted to create a group where people could post, all things barbecue related. Then it turned into, I reached out to several companies, because in Vegas, you would think with it being such a large city that we'd have plenty of barbecue stores, and barbecue supplies here, but that's just not the case. So I kind of got tired of the limited choices that we had in our store. So I started reaching out to these smaller companies that, that I found in these Facebook groups to get their product in the stores. So I started creating relationships with people such as yourself, Kevin and Laura Caldwell with Holy Smoked, Dennis Butterworth, Work Pig Barbecue, obviously TD with TD's Room Barbecue, Zach with Madness Barbecue. So I just started forming all these relationships with these, smaller barbecue companies, trying to spread the word about their stuff. Using the products, posting pictures of the products, posting reviews of the products, and then just trying to, let everybody know, because there's so many of these companies out there that are not in stores, that make quality products. So that's kind of how the whole page started. And then, just people started joining, and yeah, so it's
taken off very quick. I can tell you that much.
Yeah, I'm trying, man. I mean, really, the whole point of it is to grow the barbecue community. Spread the word about companies like yours.
Yep.
And just have fun doing it. In the meantime, I've gotten to meet a lot of great people, create a lot of great relationships with people. So it's been fun, and I look forward to where it's going to go. So
yeah. Now, since you're on an active military base, how often do you get to cook? Is it every day you're doing something, or?
Yeah, man, really the past few weeks I kind of slowed down, but honestly, I usually am out there smoking something at least 2, maybe 3 times a week. I don't do competition barbecue yet. I'd like to try it, but what I like to do is I like to learn and kind of emulate competition style barbecue and incorporate it in the barbecue that I do here, even though it's not quite the same, obviously. But I don't know, man. It's fun. I like learning. I like trying it. And then I know you've probably seen, all the different rubs and sauces that I have. I just like trying different combos, different flavor profiles, seeing what's good, what's not, what works well with others, what doesn't. So
yeah, you got a whole couple of shelves full back there from what we can see.
Oh, well, that's just my my stream display. I like to have some stuff up there, but yeah, I got probably, I think it's 4 or 5 shelves tall and like 4 foot wide, and I got that whole thing slap full of rubs and sauces. I got a whole fridge dedicated to open sauces in the garage. But I mean, hey, you can't speak on it if you haven't used it or tried it. So
yeah.
I can't.
I think that's what we try to tell everybody too, is you can't, until you try it, don't try to give feedback. Try it. You never know if you're going to like it.
Yep.
I know if you probably bought stuff that you're like, I don't know about this. Out of the bottle, you're like, but then you cook it, like, okay.
Yeah.
Maybe something,
I mean, I'd probably say over half the stuff that I have, I've never tried it or never heard about it, but bought it anyway and see how it was. So I've rarely come across a rub or sauce that I just didn't like. I mean, there's some that are better than others, but for the most part, pretty much everything I've tried has been good in one way or another. So
now, is there one seasoning or maybe a bunch of seasonings that you would recommend to someone getting into it?
What's that?
Like, is there any kind of particular barbecue rubs or seasonings that you would recommend to someone to try?
Yeah, there's this one company, I think it's called Big Salinas.
I ain't talking about ours. You don't have to be ours.
Nah, man. I use your stuff a lot. I use Mad Moose's stuff a lot. I use, believe it or not, I use Loot and Booty stuff. The War Pig stuff I use a lot. Holy Smoked I use a lot. I use Heath Ryle stuff is good. He makes like a huge selection of rubs, so I use those quite a bit. I used to use Meat Church quite a bit, but I kind of went away from those because I just found others that I liked better. Yeah, I'm trying to think of some of the other ones out there that I got, but no, yeah, for the most part, those are all the ones I use.
You use regularly or semi-regularly?
Yeah, Killer Hog stuff, I use that quite a bit. I kind of rotate through them.
What are you cooking on?
So I have a RecTech RT700. I have a RecTech Bullseye. I have the offset vertical smoker that I just started messing with, and those are pretty much the primary ones, minus the regular Weber charcoal grill. But
yeah, so you more of a charcoal guy, pellet grill, or?
Well, so I used to be, offset smoke only. I never even owned a pellet grill until my wife bought me one maybe 5 years ago. It was just one of the cheaper Masterbuilt electric smokers that you put the little wood chips in the bottom. Wasn't a real huge fan of that. I mean, it worked okay, but was always offset before. And then just because of my job and being busy, I decided to give the pellet smoker a shot. and I've been pretty impressed with it. Just because I've smoked on offsets and pellets, so it's pretty comparable. But then you factor in the ease and the convenience of it, and it be, you know, the quality of the food being pretty close. So that's what I use most of the time. Is my bigger pellet smoker.
And what kind of pellets you using? Pecan, oak? Anything
9 out of 10 times I'm going to use the competition blend. That's just a blend of all the hardwoods. And then sometimes on my smaller one, I'll use apple, depending on what I'm smoking, like pork butts or ribs. I'll use apple pellets. I don't really use mesquite that much. I've used pecan before quite a few times. I like it, depending on what I'm smoking, but most of the time it's a comp blend.
Okay.
You know, you mentioned that thank you for your service, by the way. You mentioned your active duty Air Force.
Yes.
You know, I was just curious, is there like a very large barbecue kind of culture within the service?
Yeah, there is. I kind of mentioned before. So when I created Salute DQ, that wasn't the original name of the group. It was named like Nellis Air Force Base Barbecue something or other. I don't even remember what it was.
Real specific.
Yeah, it was. It was real specific. And then like 2 days after I named it, I was like, well, that's stupid because, you know, people on Facebook are be like, what the hell is that? So I kind of came up with the Salute to Q, you know, obviously the military theme, but yeah, there's a huge barbecue following here. But there's not a lot of people that, you know, take it that next step, kind of like I did, where I created a page, started reaching out to companies that make products, you know, getting the word out, this and that. But yeah, there are a lot of people that barbecue. Pretty much every squadron that you visit, they have either, you know, a big offset grill, Traeger. I know we got a Traeger at outside of our office that we use. We had a big rec tech at my last squadron that I was in. So yeah, we'll spend the government's money and get some grills.
That's what we want to hear. Spit it on the good stuff.
It's called morale boosters.
Yes.
You know?
Now y'all know where all our taxpayers' money goes.
Hey, that's fine with me. They can have as many grills as they need.
Dude, we cook out at work. I cook out for my guys all the time. So, and we do fundraisers.
That the other day.
Yeah, I started posting more pictures of our guys at work recently. But yeah, we cook out quite a bit, man. Those guys are like, where are you at, man? You know, when I change to a different shift or something, they're like, oh, we want some ribs or some barbecue. Yeah.
That's it.
They want some of Martin's barbecue, huh?
Yeah, man, I've cooked, I've done a lot of fundraisers. People's going away parties, they'll ask me to cook. Actually, I don't know if you remember when I asked you kind of what your prices were for like the catering piece or whatever. Yeah. Cause people were hitting me up. So there for a little bit, I was smoking barbecue at the house and people were coming and picking up food, on the weekends. But it got a little out of control and people were, you know, they were getting too precise on when they wanted, you know, stuff. And I'm like, hey man, you know, like, you either pick it up at this time or I'm not doing it at all. And people kind of didn't like that. They wanted it when they wanted it, but when you smoke barbecue, that ain't how it works. So
it's done when it's done.
It's done when it's done. Yep, you're right. But it was a good but it was a good experience though. You know, just hearing people's reactions. Out of all the people that bought barbecue for me, whether it was brisket, pulled pork, ribs, I did chickens. I had one lady tell me that my pork butt was dry, and then I wanted to fight because I know it wasn't. So then I learned real quick, man, like I don't know if I could make it in the food industry because I don't take negative feedback real well. So
yeah, we've gotten that a time or two where someone's like, the brisket's kind of, it's kind of one of those things you just kind of brush it off, and you got, if you turn in a good piece of meat or good size, whatever the case may be, you just got to roll with the punch and say whatever.
Absolutely. And I think people don't realize, that's why barbecue is so expensive, right? Because it's all the hours put into it, all the love, all the sweat. There's a lot that goes into it. You know what I mean? So it's totally understandable, when you guys are prideful about your product. And if you get some negative feedback, maybe it definitely hits you in the feels a little bit, for sure.
Yep. And especially right now with the meat prices, I don't know about over there in Vegas, but over here it's still $4 a pound for a brisket, and that's just for the choice or select brisket. We're not even talking about prime brisket.
Yeah, I mean, baby backs are like $25. Even spare ribs are 18, almost $20. Briskets, not even prime briskets, choice briskets, you're still paying $60, $50-$60.
Yep.
So yeah, pork butts, I used to get 8, 9, 10 pound pork butts for, $13, $14, $15. Now they're like $25. So yeah.
That's crazy, man. We've actually been had the opportunity to talk to a couple of, different people from around the country. We've talked to people in colder climates and talked about the battle of trying to cook in those conditions. I mean, Vegas is one of the hottest places on the planet. Like, do you have to battle the elements when you're out there, with your smoker and your grill, you're doing all that stuff? Do you have to battle the elements a little, like battling the heat?
Yeah, you do. You're right about that. Because before you even turn your grill on, it's already 100-some degrees in there. So, you could light a small split and just, that would be considered like cold smoking something. You wouldn't even have to, light some lump or charcoal. You just get some smoke going or whatever and cold smoke something. But yeah, I really have to. I'm lucky because the way my house sits, the sun rises in my backyard. So usually by the time I'm cooking, and I have not a carport, but a patio over the top of my back porch. So it's not too bad for me. But when I lived off base before I sold my house, I didn't have a cover at all. So the grills and the smokers were in the direct sunlight. So I don't know about every brand smoker, but the Rectex, I had to turn my feed rate way down because otherwise it would stay, 50, 100 degrees over whatever you're trying to run it at. So, but for offset, it's a little bit better because you don't have to burn as much wood to keep, the temp steady. So, so I guess that part's good. And it doesn't rain here, but like 3 days a week or a year.
Wow.
So,
yeah,
so, you don't have to worry about moisture in your pellet grill or, something raining on your offset and having to, keep up with the temp and all that. So I guess that part about it's good.
You don't have to worry about the wood being
exactly.
Yeah, it's going to be super dry, super seasoned.
Oh yeah. You don't have to dry it out at all or prime it on top of the box. You can just throw it right in there. It's ready to go. I still
have to do that because here lately the rain's been bad and the wood just you think it's dry, but when you go to put it in, you just hear the sizzle of the water. Man, damn it!
Yeah, yep.
That's gonna ruin the bark for a little bit.
Yep.
But you just kind of got to learn how to roll with it and throw an extra piece of wood in there sometimes.
So, what's your favorite type of meat to cook? You had to pick one. What would it be?
It's going to be pork ribs.
Can't go wrong
If I
with that.
if I'm only left with if I'm only left with one meat, it's gonna be ribs. And if I was left with two, then it'd be beef ribs after that. So
Ribs.
Ribs. Hey, you can't go wrong with that. That's all right. Beef ribs.
What's your
Pork
least
ribs?
favorite meat to cook?
Oh.
Probably whole chickens. I don't know why. I just don't like doing them. Chickens and turkeys.
Turkeys are kind of they're hard to cook.
Pain.
Well, because one, I spatchcock all my chickens, so that's kind of a chore in itself to get ready. But I don't know. I just don't like doing chickens that much, I guess. So
yeah,
chicken thighs though, I'll do those all day.
Chicken thighs or chicken legs?
Chicken thighs for sure.
Yeah.
Now you cooked on a Rectech and a Traeger. If you had to recommend one to somebody, would it be a Rectech or would it be the Traeger?
They're pretty close, but I'm gonna say Rectech, not because I own one. Now I have a lot of experience on both, and we have at work. I think we have the Timberline 1300, which is a pretty decent one. But I say the Rectech because it's built sturdier, it's more industrial, it's thicker material. I haven't dealt with Traeger's customer service, but customer service for Rectech has been hands down amazing. Like I've had to have my controller replaced because of the sun. It cracked the screen. It still worked, but I couldn't read the temperature except from the app on the phone. But
and that's how hot it gets out in Vegas.
Yeah,
that's how hot that shit gets out in Vegas.
I went to wipe the screen with a paper towel and it just shattered. So, but anyway, I emailed them. I sent them a pic of it. The next morning, I had an email with the shipping confirmation with a new one on its way out. So just in my experience, so just in my experience with the two, that's why I would go with the Rectech, because you're going to spend about the same amount for the size grill between the two. But the Traeger just isn't built as well as a Rectech. I mean, if you use both of them, you would tell right away. So, but the Traeger puts out pretty decent food. They have some. My RT 700 has a 40-pound hopper, where the equivalent Traeger size only has a 20-pound hopper. And I cook a lot of food overnight, so I don't want to run out of pellets for it.
Yeah, don't want to.
So that's
woken up early.
Yeah, so that part's important to me. So,
and is that to beat the heat though? Is that why you like to cook overnight? Is that a way to get out of the sun?
No, I like to cook overnight because mostly briskets or pork butts. I'll put them on 8 o'clock at night, 9 o'clock at night, and then usually when I get up 5, 6 in the morning, they're either in the stall still or just right out of it. So I do it because I can plan exactly when I want the meat done if I need it done. So if people people are wanting meat, for 12, 1 o'clock for lunches or going away parties or whatever, then I know I can wrap it at a certain time and allow it to have about a 2-hour rest and be done at that time.
Nice.
So that's typically why I'll throw them on, like that at night. So.
See, but he should start charging. You should start charging more because you said you're about to leave. So when you leave, who's going to do all the cooking for all these people? So you need to start charging more.
Yeah.
Supply and demand. You're about to leave, so the demand for it is, hey, you want it? You're going to have to get it while it lasts.
Well, people that don't smoke barbecue all the time, and Randy, I'm sure you can attest to this. I mean, once you do it all the time, you get your routine down and you know how to do it, and you know how long it takes typically. but it's a lot of damn work that goes into that. And if you're like me, you know, you want it coming out right because people are going to be eating it. But people just don't want to put the time and effort into doing it. So I think that's the difference between, you know, some people. Like I could tell you if you've never cooked a pork butt or a brisket, I can tell you how to do it, lay out the directions, and you could probably get it pretty close, but it's people that have the passion for it and do it all the time, you know, that are willing to do it. And there's just not a lot of people that I've found that I work with or around that just like to do it so people can enjoy it. I just like to do it, so I don't mind doing it. You know what I mean? You know, so that's why people will always come to me and be like, hey, man, you feel like doing, you know, 8 pork butts for us? Because, you know, we want to sell sandwiches and raise money. Like, yeah, man, what time you need them? I'll do it. And, you know, but they don't know the prep it takes to trim 8 pork butts and, you know, rub them down. And I mean, you know, it's a chore, but I enjoy doing all this stuff. So
yeah, it's a lot of hard work that goes into it. A lot of people where they mess up is they don't they quit too easy. Let's say that.
Yeah,
They're looking for the easy way out.
Yeah. So like say you're cooking a brisket, your brisket may be, you know, bad compared to, you know, Joe Snow down the street, you know, who's a competition cook or, you know, he caters, whatever the case may be. Well, you don't realize is he's maybe been cooking it for 10, 15, 20 years versus you're just now starting. Yeah. And it's going to take time. You're not going to cook a perfect brisket from day 1 to day 1,000. It's going to take, you got to keep practicing on small things, getting better in the trimming, getting better on, you know, the slicing at the end, temperature-wise, color-wise, you know, everything that goes into it. You got to get better each step to finish the, you know, to reach your end goal.
Yep. And every time, I know for me, I try to learn something and do it a little bit better the next time. So, yeah, I mean, there's like now when I do a brisket, I look back on some of the first things I've done. I'm like, what the hell did I do that for? That was stupid. But yeah, and plus people aren't willing to spend the money, you know, to get it down either. Yeah. Whereas if I make a brisket and it doesn't come out so great, I'm gonna turn it into something that I can eat, you know, regardless. But yeah, it is.
Put it on some buns, coleslaw, mac and cheese, whatever you can.
If you ruin a brisket, all you got to do is just chop it up and add
I was gonna say that's chopped, right? That's just chopped brisket.
Chop it up.
So yeah, I laugh when I hear people. They're like, "Yeah, like I love chopped brisket," and like that's probably because you messed it up. Maybe not, but I do chop up leftovers though sometimes. You know, brisket tacos, nachos.
Hell yeah, that sounds great.
I've done brisket fried rice, so yeah.
Ooh,
brisket fried rice.
That sounds awesome.
Yep. with the burnt ends chopped up. Yeah.
I'm telling you, man, you keep posting all these pictures. You may just get a knock on the door and be like, wait, what the hell are you doing? I'm here to eat.
I'm telling you, I'm looking at him now. But he makes a good point because we talked to, the barbecue broker from the Pet Life Barbecue podcast. And he said it took him a couple years to really get it to where people would eat his barbecue because he just said he made awful barbecue. So that's the thing I think people don't realize is it takes a skill. You have to practice. You have to really master that craft and like I always say, you have to cook it with love and passion, or else you're gonna feed somebody, especially when you're cooking for our armed forces and you're cooking for your fellow veterans and your fellow military people. You want it to be awesome and you want your name to stand by it. So that adds the pressure. So certainly, yeah, I mean, you're not going to find just anybody to go and, hey, cook me 8 pork butts that have never done it.
Yeah.
Worth it you're not going to raise that much money, I wouldn't think.
Yep. Yeah. You bring up a good point, Randy. You said something about, posting the pictures. So pretty much that's all my Instagram is. But to me, I find enjoyment in if I'm using your product, right, and I make some ribs, I'm going to put that picture out there with your product pictured in it because I want people to see I mean, obviously they can't taste it because it's a picture, but if you put a quality picture out there, I want it to be something that whoever's brand I'm using is proud of. You know, if that makes sense.
No, yeah.
I'm trying to do your brand justice. So
sometimes they say what picture's worth 1,000 words. You know, that's the quote.
Taste good, but I also want it to look good, and I want to represent whoever's brand I'm using well. So that's why I like posting the pictures and tagging the brand of whoever stuff I'm using.
Yeah, I like to try the same thing because you never know. Like if you're using mine or using Holy Smoked or War Pig or whoever it is, Amp, whatever
Yep.
seasoning, sauces, whatever you're using, you never know who's going to see it.
Yep.
You just may be just posting it just for the fun, look what I cooked up tonight, whatever the case may be. But guess what? That one person, only takes one person to say, you know what, let me try that rub, let me try that sauce, let me try cooking that.
Yep.
You never know.
And to me, it also ties in to the relationships that I have with the people that own that product, right? I don't want to post bad quality stuff, and you're like, damn, man, stop using my product because your food looks like crap. But I want to put out good food for you, even though I'm not getting paid for it or whatever. But I want to represent you well. I want people to see it because when you do see a good quality picture, you're like, damn, that looks good. Oh, he used Big Salinas. Like, shit, I'm gonna try that. And I've had a lot of people message me. I have people ask me at work all the time, hey man, what rubs, or if I'm looking for a variety pack, like who makes something that I can order that's going to cover all my needs. And just by cooking with everybody's stuff, I can spit out suggestions, no problem. Like, oh, okay, you like spicy stuff? Well, you need to look at this guy's stuff. Or you like sweet stuff, then hey, check this stuff out. So
and that's what makes it the difference between someone who's just cooking and someone who's actively promoting stuff. Is getting in there, trying everybody's stuff, and seeing it, and that's what I enjoy. Everybody cooking it, because even if they're a brand ambassador for us, I'll tell them, go cook with everybody else's stuff. Use their sauce, use their rubs. I don't care what you use, because you know what?
yeah,
At the end of the day, if you're coming back to me and using my stuff, but trying 10, 20 different people's stuff, then that means you prefer mine over those 10 or 20 people's.
yeah,
You can actually give someone personal feedback and say, well, I've cooked with this one, it's good, but, I like this one better, or I like that one better. This one's got a bit more pepper, less salt, whatever the case may be. That's what makes, a brand special, in my opinion. But
I was on the hot seat last week with Leprechaun, and he asked me a really good question. He said, does it ever feel like you're cheating on the other people? And I said, I never put it into words like that, but that is exactly how it feels when when I post pictures of somebody's product. I'm like, man, I hope so and so don't see that and be like, oh, yeah, that's cool, he's not using my stuff. So I do feel bad sometimes. That's why I try to rotate through my products. Because even though people aren't I'm not getting paid to use this stuff. Some people have given me discounts to buy the stuff, but I buy everything that I have. And, I don't know, just trying to do them proud. So
yeah, it's certainly not cheating. I mean, I don't think nobody has a issue with it. I know there was a kind of little bit of drama there with when someone posted a little picture of their product by a plane. Let's just say that.
I actually, those were I was trying to do that for a test just to see how they come out. But I'm glad you said that. I actually, there's a lot of stuff that I have the luxury of being able to have access to and take pictures like that. So I have a lot of good ideas, but yeah, nobody even asked me to do that. I just thought of it and thought it would be a cool picture, and took it and then say, hey man, like, what do you think about this? Obviously the person you're talking about liked it, but yeah, so I have plans on doing more stuff like that. Like I said, I have access to, a lot of airplanes, bombs, just a lot of cool stuff that can be in pictures. So
Be some good pictures coming soon. I would assume once you get time.
Yes.
yeah, there's some people that have sent me. There's one guy here in Vegas. He sent me a shirt. I still owe him a picture. I feel bad because I haven't gotten it for him yet, but I'm gonna do a cool picture and shout him out on Instagram for him. But yeah, I got some more pics coming up. I just hadn't had time recently to get out there and take them. So,
well, football season's right around the corner. Are you excited to do some tailgating out there at the new stadium? I know there hasn't been fans in the stadium last season. This season we're back. So is that something that you have in the works?
I'm hoping. I would love to get over. I've been by that stadium. I drive by there quite a bit. Super nice. Haven't been inside yet, but I'm hoping, because they tend to hook the military up from time to time. Let them come hold the flag before the game and kind of stand on the side. So I'd love to do something like that. But
hell yeah,
tailgating. You didn't ask me, but I'll just tell you, I'm not really an NFL fan. I'm from Alabama.
Oh, okay.
So I'm a huge.
When you get all the hardware, you don't have to be an NFL fan. I get it.
Yeah. But I'm a huge Alabama Crimson Tide fan. But when college football season's on, that grill don't stop. So just the weather, hanging out with the friends. So yeah, I love it.
Well, in that case, I hate to break your heart there, but we coming for the SEC, baby.
Coming to get whooped.
Hey, it don't matter. Yeah. We still coming. But you know what's so funny is because A&M, they didn't want us in there. They wanted to be the only school, but lo and behold, hopefully next year we'll be both there. So
I think it'll be might be a few years before y'all make it in there, but I don't care. I don't care if y'all join or not. So
I mean, they're all about the money, man. That's all that is.
That's all it is. That's it.
You mean with college football players getting paid? Alabama's, they got their quarterback getting paid $1 million already. Hadn't even touched the field yet.
I know.
Imagine what the payday is going to be for these kids when Texas and Oklahoma get in there.
Not to go on a football topic, but I wasn't a huge fan of hearing about that. I mean, but I'm not a college athlete. I don't know, what they go through, but I know teams that play for, players that play for teams like Texas, Alabama, Ohio State, these big time schools. I mean, I've seen their facilities, and they're not hurting for food and amenities and all that. Now they're about to start getting paid, so we'll see how it affects it. But I don't know. Yeah. Seems a little.
Hopefully it doesn't affect the game.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say. Hopefully it doesn't ruin, the passion, because that's why I'm a huge college fan as well. Because, the NFL players are playing for money, entertainment. These college players, they're playing their hearts out, to make it to the NFL. So now that they're about to start getting paid, I hope it doesn't. I hope it doesn't ruin the game. So we'll see.
We'll see. Hopefully it doesn't. I think we can all agree there.
But, we'll see. I don't know. You had that guy from South Lake Carroll skipped his senior season to enroll at Ohio State so he could start making money. So that may be what you start to see here with it. So we'll see. Only time will tell.
Yep. That's right. Yep.
Oh.
And then we're going to dive into one more topic. I know you're producing a podcast called Mad Moose and TV Show. How did you get roped into that? Was it your idea? Did it come to you?
I think I kind of wrote myself into it. So, I've known those two for a year and a half, roughly, ever since I started using their products. And like I mentioned earlier, just kind of create a relationship with them. But I started watching their show, and then, as we talked more and more, texting and all that, I said, hey man, it'd be cool if you guys, like threw some sound effects in there. It'd be cool, or if you had somebody that would. I think one of them mentioned, trying to watch the chat and then do the show at the same time. So I kind of made some suggestions, like, well, I could put the chat up there for you, or, I just kind of offered, and then they were awesome enough to let me jump in there and help them. And then I was like, well, I don't know how to do the sound effects and all that, but I'll learn. So started watching YouTube videos and figured out how to download digital soundboards. And, I'm not great at it, getting better, but, but it's fun, man. So they're like, hey, if you want to do it, get in there and do it, and then we'll see how it goes. And I think it's worked out pretty good. And then, now I'm lucky enough, they started letting me reach out and ask people to be on the show. So I've gotten to talk to, some really cool people and create relationships that way. But it's their show. I'm just in the background. They do a good job with hosting it and running it and having a good time, I think. So I'm just there in the background, having fun myself, drinking beer, taking shots. You just can't see me, and kind of running some stuff from the background. But
Yeah, it's a good little show. What days is it on?
it comes on every Wednesday at 8 p.m. Pacific Standard Time, so West Coast time. And different guests on every week. And then it's pretty much the same thing. We bring somebody on there, let them promote themselves, plug themselves, ask them, like when you were on the show, how your barbecue journey started.
Yep.
And then they do the game show piece, which is, kind of break it up a little bit. So it's just not all barbecue. But they do the game show piece, take shots when they get donations, usually do like a brewery shout out for whatever beer they're drinking for the show. And just cut up, have a good time, talk barbecue. And I don't know who doesn't like to do that. So.
Yeah. And then, of course, you get asked those hard hitting questions, not to get stuff away, but you just got to tune in. There is some fun questions in there that start some drama. Especially when you answer wrong for moose. I can tell you that much. we got some cool ideas for future shows. So I know you've seen the show and you've been on the show. So if you tune in, over the next couple of weeks, you'll start to see some cool stuff that I'm gonna add. That's for the guests. Putting pictures up and such of their products, and just while people are watching. Because that's the ultimate goal is, whoever we have on, we want to promote them as best we can. And that's what's cool about those guys, because even though they both own products just like you do, there's plenty to go around. I know they talked about it with you when you were on the show. But it's just all about that network, helping each other in the barbecue community grow, and just being positive about the whole thing. So it's a fun time. Yeah. Yeah, they are for sure about helping other people out. I know they bought some of our products. TD's, I'm working with TD right now to get our rubs manufactured by him. So here shortly, he'll be the one making those. Big things are coming for all of us. I know he's getting into United and Market Street and all that. Both of them are killing it. I'm just trying to catch up to them. That's all we're trying to do.
TD. Yeah, TD. He's a grinder for sure, man. But he's all about getting out there, talking to the people. But yeah, he's a co-packer for quite a few companies. So I don't know who all they are, but I know he does Mad Moose's stuff as well. So.
But just to reiterate what Chris said, like I said, thanks for your service and all that y'all do, keeping us safe, letting us have this show and going out to different barbecue events. We couldn't do it without all you men and women that keep us safe doing that. So big thanks to you.
Yeah, you're welcome. My pleasure.
That's all
Chris?
I've got.
No, yeah. I mean, I don't want to steal your thunder. I know it's quite, hopefully you didn't ask yet, but because I stepped away for a second. But one thing that they like to do is just give you an opportunity to thank everybody. Do we already do that?
No, but you can go for it.
Okay. So yeah,
Chris?
something they love to do is just give you guys a platform and an opportunity to thank everybody who you'd like to put out there and just thank for supporting you and your barbecue endeavors, if you will.
Oh yeah, for sure. Well, thank all of you for asking me to be on the show. First of all, I don't really consider myself, a big social media star or any of that stuff. I just a guy in the military and somebody who loves barbecue and somebody that loves to support, all these small businesses out there and help get their word out. So to all the people, Randy included, that have given me the opportunity to test their products or try their products in one way or another, I appreciate all of them.
Yeah, certainly. And again, thank you for coming on, John. I mean, last minute, like we talked today, last minute, but certainly, again, just like them, thank you for your service.
Yeah, you're welcome.
Yeah, I mean, the reason why I wanted you on here is not because, you're big social media star, big, whatever, but just to kind of bring it back to veterans and backyard barbecues to show, hey, you know what? We're all here together. Let's all learn from each other and let's all grow together.
Yeah,
so
absolutely.
Certainly, any other military, if you have any kind of questions, check out Salute to Q. We're all on there. Want to answer your questions. John can't answer your question, reach out to me or he'll reach out to me for you or whoever to kind of point you in the right direction and give you those tips that you need.
Yep, for sure.
Yeah, certainly, again, thank you for coming on, man. Be sure to check out their podcast, Mad Moose and TD's Barbecue Show, every Wednesday, 8 p.m. Pacific time. It's 10 o'clock here, Central time.
Yeah.
I stay up late for an hour to watch it. It is kind of cool. And then, like I said, you're going to get some good laughs. You're going to see some of those questions that you're going to be like, why are they asking this question? This is not barbecue related, but you know what? Those are the fun questions.
Yep. Yeah, no, I appreciate it again. Thank you.
No problem, man. And when we come back, we'll finish the episode. So stay tuned.
Blow the whistle! Blow the whistle! Blow the whistle!
We like to party. You're listening to A Good Day for Football with Chris Bustos, Nathan Bedard, David Kroboff, and Troy Warren.
Alfonso Noon is a guy who falls in the bathtub and bites into bubbles.
Hi, I'm Andrew Luck. I like ball. Let's go out here! Let's go!
Oh!
Hey.
Oh!
Dominate!
It's compelling.
Some bias.
He's a cover girl.
Oh!
Touchdown, Dallas!
All right, what a segment right there. What a thing. We had John Martin from Salute to Q, active military Air Force. So big shout out to him. And like I said, all the men and women that keep us safe. We couldn't do this without them keeping us safe, giving us that chance, regardless of how you feel. They keep us safe. So big thanks to him for coming on. It was kind of last minute and just dropping a lot of knowledge on us as well. It's just your typical backyard cook from there. So What did you think of it, Randy? What were your overall thoughts?
I mean, it was a fun interview. Good to chat with him as always. Talk about barbecue, how he got started, and those are the kind of journeys that we like to hear. It's how people got started. We want to hear your stories. Let us know your stories as well. Like I said, check out his page, Salute to Q, on Facebook, Instagram, and then check out their podcast. It's available on YouTube. You can check them out on Facebook, in the page as well. Every Wednesday, 8 p.m. Pacific, 10 p.m. Central Time, 11 p.m. Eastern Time, if you're in that time zone. Any other time zones, I can help you.
Just add an hour for Eastern and subtract 2 hours for over there in California. What is it, Pacific time? So,
whatever time it is there.
But before we get into some things here, and I have a confession to make, and this will be for Chris. But I have a question that somebody wanted to ask. It was Aaron Purser asked, how can he get a perfect bark every time on a brisket? What are some of the best methods that you would have for him, or for anybody looking to just get that good bark on that brisket?
I mean, kind of what I iterated in the beginning in that last segment is it all starts with the trim. When you look at a brisket, you have to think of it kind of like a car, right? And it's going to get off topic here for a second. So when you look at a car, it's aerodynamic, right? From front to the end, left to right. So when the wind hits, it's going to go over, down. It's going to get every single part of it to make it, move quickly. Make sure so that's the same thing you want with the brisket. The brisket is laying here. You want it to lay completely flat, and you want the smoke to come in, roll over, and come down. You don't want it to go over because it's going to miss some of that bark. So even you can get that brisket from left to right, front to back, the better your cook is going to be. Not just bark wise, but cook time as well. So when you do it, the way I do it, you don't need a binder. You can use the binder if you want. There's nothing wrong with it. Mustard. People right now on TikTok using mayonnaise. You can use canola oil. Whatever you want to use as a binder, you can. You want to go Tabasco sauce, go Tabasco sauce, whatever. But if you want to, go for it. But you don't have to. Salt, pepper. You can use our Noble rubs, what I use. And you just want it to let that soak in for a little bit, so that way it builds the moisture up. So as the brisket is sitting on the counter, the moisture from the brisket is going to draw up and soak into the meat to help you get that better bark. It doesn't have to be black like you see in all these restaurants. They're using a whole lot of salt and pepper to get that black bark. I'm just looking for that deep red mahogany color to black when I go to wrap. You don't have to spritz it. I spritz it with either water or apple juice. You can use duck fat, butter spray, whatever you can. It's just learning it. Like I said, it's all about getting the brisket aerodynamic. The better you can get your smoke, the better it's going to be for you, to be honest, as well. So look for that clear, thin blue smoke and not that, dark gray smoke. I know Junior has seen it, Chris has seen it, when you drive by those big chains and, you see those big puffs of smoke coming out of the snacks. You don't want to be able to see the smoke. You want to be able to smell it and know there's barbecue coming.
Yeah.
Y'all be so proud of me. I actually had some barbecue for once. I don't really go to the spots. I went to Hutchinson's is that right? Hutchinson's
in Frisco?
Yes. I went to there and I had some brisket. I had some turkey. It was good stuff. I enjoyed it.
Yeah.
You do got some good barbecue, just got to get on the right day. Same
Gotta
thing
get
with
on the
everybody.
right
You got to get on the right day.
For
if
sure.
you have one bad experience, try it again. That's the way I look at it. If you get two bad experiences, then
Yeah.
Whatever.
And that goes back to the sauce too as well. Like we've talked to people, we have friends like Derek and stuff that we talk to, and he always says try it twice. And that's a good thing on it.
Yeah, because they had a tangy sauce on the table that didn't have a tangy. They have a sauce that they go with. I like the tangy sauce on the table better than the regular sauce, but I don't know.
Yeah.
Maybe I'm different.
It's good food. I mean, it's definitely good. Hutchins is definitely good and worth it. So, and it is, like I said, Randy's completely right. You go somewhere and it's not good, go again on a different day, and then try it again. Give them a shot for sure. And you'll be surprised with it. So, and like anything, just give it a shot. Give our sauce a shot. Try it twice. If you don't like it after that, hey, let us know why you don't like it, and let us know what we can improve on, and we'll go from there. But some great tips right there for Mr. Purser. Hopefully he's able to get that going, and it's going to take practice. That's the one thing. You're going to do it once, and then you'll say, okay, I need to improve in this here and this where. So don't hesitate to shoot some pictures in there. I think the pictures were coming in from another group that we were in, the
Texas Brew and Barbecue. You can see it right there.
Yeah, send us some pictures
Texas
saying,
Brew.
hey, this is Texas Brew and Q Junkies.
Yep.
Send us pictures and let us know. Say, hey, or send us put a video. This is what I did. What did I do? And you got a number of different people. You got thousands of people that'll jump on there, help you out, and you'll be a professional. You'll be a master at it before you know it. So just stick with it and do it. And of course, when you're out there cooking right now, stay cool because it's hot.
It's hot.
For sure. But cool. So, and then great thing about the smoke as well, because I drove by Hard 8. We used to drive by Hard 8 in the morning when we used to go to up to work, and you could see the smoke coming from there. That's not what you want to see. Barbecue is smoke. It's better to be smelt than not seen. If you can see it, something's wrong. And we've heard stories where the smoke will get so hot, and that means your pit's getting hot. So definitely be careful with that.
Yep.
But I do have a confession. A couple weeks ago, I ordered, because Chris kept talking about it, I ordered Domino's thin crust pizza one night. I have to admit, I did miss it. It was pretty good. I'm not going to lie.
Hey,
I will go back. I will give you your due. I will follow the sword, admit that I was wrong, and say that it was pretty good. It was good. I understand why I don't like thin crust now, because I got like a medium or I forget what size, and just kept eating it, watching TV, and
it was gone.
I was like, oh crap!
I ate a whole ass pizza.
I ate way too much is there. So we'll see. Like I said, it was good. It was worth it. So give it a shot. So to you and Johnny Mags, it said it was the best. I'll give you your due. I'll give you your credit, but for sure. This past weekend, though, just to give you an idea, I pulled it up here. We were in Austin. We didn't get any barbecue. I wanted some barbecue, but we didn't get barbecue. We were actually checking out the Rangers AAA team, the Round Rock Express. They have quite a bit. I forgot Delano DeShields was even on the team. I'm not even going to lie.
Wow, he's still with us.
He's still there. He's down there. That's where he's at.
Wow.
And it was kind of crazy because I was like, this guy kind of was. He had some fly balls. I was like, these are routine. You're not gonna know. But I was checking out, and then Texas Rangers posted that the catcher, Pozo out there, the catcher was doing good. So we got a chance to check out the up and coming, and there was a lot of talent there. I think Nick Solak, I've seen him up in the
before. Nick Solak's great. And then we had the draft as well. So how cool is that?
Check out them or Frisco. I think we're a couple years away for sure.
We got Outlider's kid, right, in the draft?
Yeah, I think so.
Yep.
He signed, so he'll be a couple years. Like I said, I think it's going to be 3-4 years, maybe even hopefully not that long. But I mean, you never know. I think we're competitive from a baseball standpoint and going from there. So I don't even want to get into the NBA because of who's getting everybody. I was looking at a Facebook thing that says Jordan was coming out of retirement to sign with the Lakers. So that's a little meme there. But football is on the way. Randy mentioned it earlier. Randy, what are your true thoughts? Texas, Oklahoma, joining the SEC? Are you going to start the chant now at the games? Do you do the chant now?
Well, the SEC?
SEC. You're going to start the chant. I think it's going to happen within 2 to 3 years. I think the Big 12 is going to dissolve quicker, and they will be over there before the 2025.
Well, from what I've heard is the SEC is pushing for next year. The Big 12 is talking with the Pac-12 to get them to combine for next year as well. And then Longhorn Network, whatever reason, supposedly has put it out there that they will pay the fine for Texas and Oklahoma to leave years early to go to the SEC.
Wow. It's all about...
And that's like $70 million a piece. You're talking about $140 million a piece. I mean, total to go to it. But the amount of money they're going to all make is
look at the amount of money. We looked it up the year we went to the game. We went to Texas, Oklahoma State. Still spent about $85-$90 a ticket for way up there that we sat. I mean, we could change the light bulbs. That's how high we sat. But we looked for the LSU game, and they sold out like that. So you had to buy Scalper. You had to go to SeatGeek and all these other places. And it was going for $200 a ticket. So you imagine Alabama coming down here. LSU again, one of those big old rival games down there. But they're still going to keep Texas OU in Cotton Bowl, right? I mean, they got to keep some kind.
Yeah, from what they're saying is you'll see Texas versus OU still. You'll get back the game that we've all been wanting. And they've been running from it. Texas A&M versus Texas. You're going to see that game. You're still going to see, Alabama, Auburn, Georgia, Florida. You're going to still see all of those rivalry games. You're just going to see renewed ones.
Even Florida Florida, Texas. Oh man, I'm telling you, I'm excited for it. I think it's just the matchups that you never thought you would see. You're going to see. Now, I read an article the other day said Clemson and Florida State were trying to join, and SEC said, we're good. They said there's one other team they want, but then they would have to add somebody to make it an even number, and that's being Notre Dame. Because Notre Dame brings TV viewers, TV money. What would be your thoughts, Chris, on your team, your school, joining the SEC? Did he lose him?
They don't want the smoke.
He don't want it. He don't want it. I think he stepped away, but we'll get back to him. But like you said, Notre Dame joining it. I mean, that's an amazing thing. Yeah. I was hoping Florida State would join just so we could see Texas, Florida State at some point.
Yeah. And the one game we are going to miss will be that Texas versus Texas Tech.
But see, I don't think you're not going to miss. When Texas, in my opinion, we miss it because of the trash talking between our families. But Texas, I think when you play Kansas State, you play these smaller schools, Iowa State. Now, granted, they played decent. You lose that money as far as ticket sales go down. Oklahoma State, the ticket sales were lower. Texas Tech was always a rivalry, but Texas generally won those games. It hurts those schools, the TCUs, the Texas, those schools that have to stay are now going to take a hit. And joining the Pac-12, I don't like that idea. I mean, because then all of a sudden you have Texas Tech here at Central. What happens when you play USC and you're not playing till 8 or 9 o'clock Central time for a 7 o'clock Pacific time kickoff? I'd rather see them join the ACC just for I think it would be better geographical, but we'll see.
I would love that. So that way Notre Dame can beat them, because Notre Dame plays in the ACC as well. So that'd be nice.
But what if Notre Dame joins the SEC?
That would be ridiculous. That's the thing. I hope Notre Dame stays independent just because they have an opportunity to play a bunch of different leagues. I mean, they're unofficially ACC, but just try to keep that independent status so that way you can just kind of.
I think they join with everything but football. That's the only thing they haven't officially quote unquote joined, but
because they don't want to. They're holding on to the last independent, and I think honestly that's Notre Dame does it right. I think honestly they need to do away with all these stupid freaking conferences and allow teams to play whoever they want. So
I love that.
Keep these big games, you know, like I said, Texas OU, Texas versus Texas A&M, all these schools, but also bring in these different matchups, you know, stuff you may not see. That's what I think college football needs. But, you know, we're not the ones deciding it. But at some point, I'll tell you, at some point, the NCAA is going to have to step in and say, y'all got to stay in your own conference because SEC, if they grab all these schools, and then you have, let's say, the ACC or, you know, whoever grab additional schools, and you create these two different conferences, you have all the teams.
Super conferences, yep.
What are you doing?
Well, they said there's talks that they're scared already because if another conference gets powerful, the two super conferences, they can break away and do their own thing. They don't need them at that point.
I think what they said was they were talking about having pods or something. So they were talking about having like four teams in the SEC in each pod. The winner of each pod places, the winner of each four or whatever it is, and then whoever wins the overall for the SEC, automatic berth to the championship. Second place, automatic berth to it. You're talking about the additional two schools because there's going to be two other schools that's going to be left off, whether it's A&M, Texas, Oklahoma, whoever the case may be. There's going to be two other SEC teams that's going to be left off going in, especially if they go to the top 12.
It's going to be interesting once this happens. What will happen? Like I said, I don't like the Big 12 going to the Pac-12. I just don't think that makes much sense personally. I would love to see them in the ACC just so we can, Florida State, get a shot to whip up on Tech every couple of years or whatever they would be. Notre Dame would get their shot at whipping up on them.
Yeah.
And which would be funny because we've got family that's all big on Notre Dame and loves Tech, but what are you going to do when they play each other? Who you going to pick your team?
Exactly. I love that.
You got to pick one. The line has been drawn in the sand. So it will be seen. Like I said, I was hoping when I read that Clemson and Florida State might join, I was kind of excited just for the fact that, okay, I want that Texas-Florida State matchup. I think that would be fun, but we'll have to just wait for who knows how long for that to happen. We'll see. I mean, anything can next year or, you know, like I said, we talked with John there. Anything can happen tomorrow. It could be different. So for all we know.
Something could change. You never know. You never know. Clemson and Florida State may go to the Big 12, and Texas and OU may decide, you know what, let's stay over here. You know, just because they've done it, then until they leave, that it ain't nothing set in stone.
Clemson. Now, if the Big 12 was smart, they would go after some ACC schools, because I think if you could go after them too, you could possibly get Notre Dame to come over there and play. Because then Notre Dame still has to have a tough schedule being independent in order to be able to get in. And even your idea of just doing away with the conferences, you can't schedule Alabama States and, Lovejoy High School and stuff like that for Texas and stuff like that. Princeton High School, you're going to have that's when your strength of schedule would come in, because did you schedule 10 hard people or 12 hard people, whatever it is? No, you scheduled cupcakes so you could go undefeated and try to sneak your way in. No, we're not going to reward that. So we will see. Like I said, it's interesting what's going on in college football. NFL getting rolling.
Someone's back in training camp.
That's right. That's right.
Holdout.
After his holdout, Aaron and
Mr. Did you see his little press conference where he went on?
Loved it. I love the honesty. I really love the honesty there.
I'm just telling you right now, with the 11th pick, or is there 11, 12 teams in Christmas League? I think so. With the 11th pick, that's who I'm getting. If he's there,
A-Rod, really? I love that. Do that.
Right off the bat. I'm just going to do it. I'm going to see how crazy I can get y'all to talk.
Please.
On this podcast, on y'all's live thing. I just want to see how much. I just want to see how long it's going to be. I want y'all to talk trash.
If anybody drafts a quarterback in the first 10 rounds, according to somebody,
I was gonna say it's gonna happen. It's gonna happen.
I'm gonna do it just for the sense that
that's it.
That's
I might do it as well.
Last year, and I'm gonna go ahead and win right now, Chris. Well, my argument is gonna be, well, you know what? Yeah, it may have been stupid last year, but who was looking for a quarterback 6 weeks into it?
That's true. Good point.
But I know your league is big on receivers. Is who y'all draft first.
I mean, a PPR. It is a PPR.
It's a PPR league, so you got to get your receivers. Mm-hmm. Obviously, the way
I think running backs are a huge commodity as well.
Yeah.
He's
running backs are going to be gone the first 6 picks.
Oh yeah, Henry should be one of the first ones off the board. Travis Henry.
It's going to go.
If you're sitting there and you have something like I don't have back-to-back picks, but I have a pick. Wait. Couple picks, and then I pick again. So the chance of me being able to draft a quarterback or something like that, or a receiver, running back, and get somebody like that is decent at 11. I mean, if I'm like in the top 5, no way I'm drafting a quarterback that high. But in my league, I guarantee you there'll be 3 quarterbacks taken off the board in the first round. But we'll go over that when it's time. But like I said, I think he's gonna ball out. Mahomes. I don't see how you
got the Hall of Fame game tomorrow, so that's exciting news. I mean, football's right around the corner, guys. Get ready.
It is. Well, I'm ready. We were born ready for football. It's getting hot. That means the pads are going on. Just don't end up on the bottom of a pile, Randy, like Daniel Jones. I don't know how. That's when you have no respect for your quarterback. T. Braun, he's at the bottom. Come on, man.
But you know, the people are coming out who've been released from the Giants saying that if the coach is Mr. Know-It-All.
Sure,
I don't think he's going to last very long. People knocking Jason Garrett, man. Jason Garrett, he's not the issue here in Dallas. I'm telling you.
What is going on? And maybe y'all can answer. I know y'all are all on TikTok just like I am. What is this beef that the Raider fans have with us all of a sudden? Why are this like one constant after another? I was on it talking trash. This guy was talking trash.
They get all our trash, right?
And they haven't won a playoff game.
Get all our spare parts that we just dump off.
And they think they're good because they make it to the playoffs last year. I think they did. I don't remember. Lost, like always. And they come back. Well, then they're like, well, y'all haven't won since 95. Y'all 26 years since y'all won a Super Bowl. Y'all living on the last time the Oakland Raiders won a game. The Super Bowl was 1984.
There you go.
You went in 2002 and you haven't won a playoff game since. Quit talking trash. You paid all that money for the coach that ain't gonna win you a Super Bowl because you got to go through Kansas City, which is gonna be tough, and you got some other squad. Tennessee's gonna be tough. All these other cities are gonna be. Come on, stop talking trash. I just don't get the beef that they have. I think because Prescott said Cowboys Nation, and they got their butt hurt about it because they're Raider Nation.
We're the only.
We'll settle it come Thanksgiving. Thanksgiving Day. We'll see who wins. But
it's gonna be the Raiders. Cowboys are going 0-17.
0-17. You heard it here.
I'm going ahead and say it now so they don't break my heart.
I think Chris said Super Bowl, didn't he?
Super Bowl or bust, baby.
He said Super Bowl, yeah, see? At least I can say, well, you know, hey, we won a game. We won 2 games. Okay. We're on a winning streak.
We put up a good fight. We're there to win games. We're not there to put up a good fight.
I mean, there are some people out there saying, oh, the Cowboys are going to go 12 and something. I'm like, well, you can't go 8-8 unless you go 8-1. You can't finish no more 500, so this is not finished 500.
Guys, if this show keeps on going, I'm going to finish this whole bottle. I'm just to tell you right now.
Let's wrap it up, Randy. That's awesome. What's your final thoughts?
I mean, as always, kind of just check out our stuff. I mean, you know, like I said, you never know what you're going to like until you try it out. Be sure to check out Texas Oil Dust if you hadn't already. So they got some killer stuff. All their rubs are good. All their injections are good. Be on the lookout for the new steak marinade. It's going to make its way slowly into the Steak Cook-Off Association, and it may take over that slowly. But you never know. Like I said, just give our stuff a try, because you never know. You just may get hooked on big taste, big flavor, big Salinas.
There it is. And definitely, again, mad shout outs to a mad scientist, Chris Bustos, doing his thing, producing. Go check it out, BigSalinasBarbecue.com. There is still some peach there. You got to check it out on YouTube. Of course, you can get it anywhere podcast or anywhere you get your podcast. Go check us out. Check out all the Good Vibes podcasts. Are all great. The football one's going to be kicking off. When's that one kicking off?
We're going to get back together starting next week.
So they're going to get back. You got to hear their insight. They're going to do the fantasy drive where we're talking about live things. So they're going to be talking bad about me and Randy, because that's our goal for this thing, is just to get them to talk bad about us. But in the end, one of us will probably, somebody's going to get mad. One of us may win, and we're going to talk trash back. That's just how it is.
I love it.
We're going to have fun. We're going to have fun for sure. But that's what you got to do. So definitely go check it out. Check us out on YouTube, and you can actually see Chrissy just putting a spoon in there, eating this peach.
So good.
Perfect.
Life is
so
peachy.
Go check it out. Get it while you can, because supply, they're right. He's running out before he makes another batch. He's in the works to try to get it produced, to get it out there. Again, if you have a store you want us to get our stuff in, let us know. Give us a shout out. Certainly, if you have a small business, shout out. When you're out there cooking in the backyard right now, stay safe. Cook with love, cook with passion, and we will see you down the road.
Peace out, y'all.
Peace.
Deuces.
Oh, someone's not happy.
She's never happy, dude.
Dang, the shirt's coming.
5 levels are big, healthy, husky, fluffy, and damn. People ask, what could be bigger than damn?